Welcome back to Politricks Watch. This is Sir P. Today I'm going to talk about a story where affect Barbados but also affect Ireland. Because of the same Caribbean link. It involves the Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley and former MP, from my understanding he's no longer an MP, but he was, man named Richard Drax. The issue stemmed from the Drax plantation in Barbados. But Jamaicans would think to themselves, Drax, don't I man about Drax? Oh yes. One link. I'm telling the Barbados story first, I'm telling it related to Ireland. Now, the dispute surround a piece of land that's over 600 acres in Barbados, owned by Richard Drax, passed down to him by his ancestors who were literally backers. Barbados was going to buy the land from him for £3 million. But then Mia Mottley and our government had a U-turn and decided to well them now buy nothing. Him for us get back because it was a slave plantation and him people them shouldn't even have it in the first place. Led to a dispute. Me see I saw an article mention an MP named Trevor Prescott for St. Michael East in Barbados said the country should not pay a cent for Drax. Not even a cent, much less £3 million. And there should be no renewal of no commercial relationship with Richard Drax. Well, I don't know if I were there or for a long time, but wasn't really paying much attention. But it looked like the Bajan them kind of militant comes down to certain things. Would definitely make sense because Barbados have feet issues too, just like any other island. But Barbados is in a much better position when it comes down to a lot of issues compared to countries like Jamaica and Trinidad, especially as it relates to murder rate and them thing. You know, Barbados just became a republic recently. But me when I saw the Bajan them serious when it comes down to black issues. Me when I saw Barbados and move militant, I walk on. I win I water over there. Mia Mottley, what's going on? I saw me at the food. Oh, Barbados are sound so militant. I tell the backer ancestors to go suck them more. Could have never be Ironman. Ironman will tell you that, hey guy, that's the past out of many one people. That's what Jamaican will tell you. Matter of fact, he will tell you, so if you diss him daddy one more time, he should be my chicken in your neck. Because I'm daddy making can buy Clarks and making go stage show when them sitting there. What you ever give him? You ever put on one treat? Listen to this. The plantation was left to Richard Drax by his late father in will 2017. Richard Drax's ancestors built the sugar plantation in the 17th century and worked it with enslaved people for 200 years. After the abolition of slavery in 1834, the family received more than £4,200 in compensation for the slaves. At the time, that was an astronomical figure. Millions that in today's money. Once again, just like Jamaica, when slavery ended, it was the slave master who got compensated, not the slave. He had to be compensated, just like how the government want to build something in your house in the way legal, them supposed to compensate you because them are going to take away your property. Let's just say each of them worth $100, so alright, a 500 of them, alright, see money there. That's how they were doing it. They did not compensate the slaves for the slave labor. They compensated the slave master. The law said so. Richard Drax go meet Mia Mottley and I guess at some point them agree say, alright, we buy the land. But now them say, oh, nah buy nothing. Shouldn't have it in the first place. Listen to this. Members of the Drax family were among the earliest English colonists to establish sugar plantation built on slave labor in Barbados and Jamaica. The Drax family, yes, the same Drax as in Drax Hall, na St. Han. That link are some of the original pioneering background. Original. According to this, a member of the Drax family received compensation when the slave trade was abolished. Records show that John Sawbridge Earl Drax was awarded over 4,000 pounds, which would be worth £3 million today for 189 slaves. 189. Nearly 200 slaves. Almost 200 Negroes on a plantation with a few backers. They had the numbers on their side. They had the strength on their side. What they lacked was the mental and psychological. Go watch the Thomas Tiswood video. We tell you how 7-8 backer up on a plantation can control 100 Negroes. Every day, Bakra would make one of them trust the slaves them, shave him, just like in a jungle. When the man said he could have bust off him throat at any time, that's how you know Billy Joe has no respect for black man. Because Bakra will dip on a plantation and be so confident that he will hand a shaver, that he will hand a blade to a slave and say, "Guy, shave me." Do you understand the kind of psychological control you must have over somebody? If you look upon your slave and say, "Yo, hold that blade there, shave me," and lift up your head and expose your throat to somebody where you're raping your sister and him daughter yesterday, you can't make this up, guy. The Haitian guy, them would have cut off the head right away. As him put back in your head, it gone. But many a Jamaican guy and many a Barbados guy sit down there and shave, man. Sit down there and shave Thomas Tiswood after a man raping your auntie and his sister, his mother, in front of him. Has to be studied. It has to be studied. So when you hear about Drax Hall in Ireland, enough of these halls and enough of these names, in Ireland they just hear some names and people don't trace the history of these names. These are Bakra names. Ireland is literally a testament to Bakra every day we wake up. When you talk about Trelawney, who named Trelawney? Where name Trelawney come from? When you hear about Trelawney Town, when you hear about St. Elizabeth, who was Elizabeth? Westmoreland, who was Westmoreland? People just hear names and take names just so. Even if Jamaica becomes a quote-unquote republic, understands Bakra won. I've said in many videos, just the fact that we speak to each other in English means that Bakra won. The fact that we're going to say me I drive go St. Elizabeth means that Bakra won. You can call yourself all you want, call yourself and claim it's a republic, but end of the day, you drive growing a Westmoreland. Every time you write your name on a piece of paper, Bakra won. Because that's Bakra's name. While it is noble, what Barbados is trying to do. You see that same Privy Council on the claims that we need? At them place there, enough matters like this get sorted. Even though Barbados is a republic, them still have to work with what the law say. And even me and Motley can just take land just so. So it is going to be fascinating to see the outcome. Even if you argue accurately, say I've saved master land this and a tea and a blood spill pan land, all them things legally, none of that matters in court. What matters is who own the land and who have the title and all them something. And Billy Joe know this. So I'd love to see the outcome of this. Matter of fact, if it was to go in Barbados' favor and then get the land without paying for it, it would set a precedent. It would trigger off a chain of reactions right across the Caribbean, and that is why I doubt it is going anywhere. Nevertheless, I applaud the Barbados people for having some cojones. Because it has to be studied how somebody can have 200 slaves on a plantation, who much get raped and beat and kill off, and then when time slavery get abolished, And the man who do the beating and the killing get paid. It has to be studied. These are the people they tell you to look to for morality. I've said this in many videos. There are many countries I admire many things about. I don't care about no country but Ireland. There's no country I have an emotional attachment to but Ireland. If you hear say me go Guzungung province tomorrow, sit me go look. I don't business about Guzungung and nobody down there. If you hear say me go to Uzbekistan tomorrow, I sit me and look. I don't business about Uzbekistan and nobody down there. The only country I care about, the only country I have an emotional attachment to is Ireland. You have countries that I rate. I'm like them some things, but I only care about Ireland. But I can admire lots of things from other societies. There are some things Uncle Sam do, but I can tell you say, there's a special place in Irie Heaven for Uncle Sam. But there's enough things about Uncle Sam country I admire. When it comes on to China, I'm telling them to say, guy, careful. In an Ireland, you might wake up a man and realize the things switch completely around because China man very efficient, no way I do. But there are a whole heap of things about China that I admire. But no matter how me admire a country, I don't admire them or like them enough for them have no chat over Jamaica and Jamaicans. Whether it's America, whether it's the French, there's enough things I admire about all the British to things. Enough things I like about them, but I don't like them enough for them have no chat over Ireland, and I think they got away too easy considering what they did to Ireland and the Caribbean. Enough things I admire about Russia and all them things, but no Russian not supposed to have no chat over no Jamaican. And we don't even want them to linger around certain place, because I think it gets spooky. I am all for trade and them thing there, but just like how them look on it where they're like, okay guy, we'll give you this and sell you this, but when it comes down to our internal affairs and governance and them things there, back up. No giving a chat, there's no out of many one people here, so. That's how Ireland should be. Guy, I'll sell you some banana and I'll sell you some this and I'll sell you that. But when you start going like you want to infringe certain things, I mention that because enough time I talk about Uncle Sam place or the UK and people say, oh you hate this and you hate that. And it's like, guy, I don't have time for simpletons. I assume I'm not talking to children here. The US, the UK, China and these major countries do enough things right. But if you're not careful, you will blink and end up under them foot. I wish it was possible for me to go up on a world tour and spend like 6 months with each of these countries and like just work amongst like their elite intel organizations, because I'd have so much information, so much inside intel that the movement will be unstoppable. And then I don't just say YouTube will start me back again. Thing with that crazy. But at no point would I care about those countries. Jamaicans, Barbados people, Trini people, Vincentians have to start look on our countries and our people like how them look on for them people. No care our Jamaican is exceptional, them can't go America and sit above no American on the totem pole. It can't happen. They can buy all the Benz they want to buy. They will quickly remind you, you're a visitor here. But when visitors go Ireland within a year, top of the food chain, it has to be studied. So this Barbados story, Jamaica have a vested interest in it. Because if it go in Barbados' favor and then win this legal battle, if there is one, it will trigger off a chain of reactions right across the Caribbean. So I'm keeping an eye on it. But just know so when you hear the name them, the Drax and this and that, that come from somewhere, a backer thing. Enough man when you see a walk around and tell about wealth and then build this and then build that. And that is the next reason why I'm telling you, sometimes when you see a guy in an Ironman and I'm telling about them build this and them this and that, a slave master blood money make them there with them there. Now they can argue that, well, I didn't choose my parents, and that is correct. Nobody choose them parents. Nobody choose to be born in a family that were once backwards. That is correct. But if I saw you make your wealth, stop going around pontificating the people like say or some kind of, this everlasting effort you put in more than anybody else and reach where you're there. Talk about how your people them get money, guy. Talk about how your grandfather them used to rape thousands and thousands of black women. Tell the real story. Well, not tell the real story because them tell people about, I woke up one day and I went over here and I decided I was going to try this, and next thing you know, oh my lord, I'm so rich. Guy, that's not how it work, guy. We know say a Drax a name, that means a such man thing. It all come from. Tell the truth, guy. People talk about blood money and Iron Man and only talk about blood money from drugs and blood money from crime. Remember say blood money from Bakra days though. That was blood money to guy. Enough people here see them speak so well and so sophisticated. A blood money put them with them there. And a gang war blood money, and a drugs blood money, but a slave plantation blood money come straight on the line to them. And look a bit go over here, and look a bit go over here. But they not tell that story, the guy. And that is my problem. They're not telling the full story. They want to tell about outer many one people and completely whitewash the reality of Jamaica's history. You can't just ignore how you came to be where you are, guy. It matters. You can't just ignore it and say, well, the past that. And that's what outer many one people do. It tell you so we are one people. It tell you so the grand pitney them of the slaves are one people with the slave owners, guy. Come on. The grandchildren of Bakra are one people with Bakra's slaves. When this pitney are going to start at that level and that pitney start at that level, guy, stop it. Stop it. Until Jamaica is ready to face real history, we cannot move on. Keep lying to ourselves. Boy, me man bridge. Sometimes people lick me, sometimes I'm just shit made. Man lick me, look YouTube, so yeah, I have a friend, and this friend is like such a good guy. Guy, I'm not saying you can't be friends with somebody who's not your race. I've never said that. Stop being stupid. You think I've never had a white bridge in my life? That's not the point. The point is we cannot move on as a people until we face the ugly history of Ironman. Outer many one people is a whitewash attempt to discard the very foundation of Ironman. And the foundation is a big part of why we're there, where we are today. You're telling us to ignore the foundation and just focus on the windows and the doors, not the house. Guy, come on. Remember when time South Africa did have big truth and reconciliation? Remember they went through that phase after apartheid? Iron Man have to go get one of them, the guy. Truth and reconciliation. Teach Jamaican youths how we end up over there and how Jamaica came to be Jamaica. And how close Jamaica was to true freedom and the man them sell it out. Teach Jamaicans that black used to hunt black and carry black back to Bakra to be killed. Teach the people them who are going, bro. Teach people them who are going because too much Jamaicans are like me and say they never know this. Too much adults are like me and say they never know this. So all the children them are gonna know. Come on. Anyway, Patreon squad, big up on yourself. Yeah, you don't know. More life. Ultra squad, stay circling. Bless.